Change your state, change your life. That is a quote that I heard from Tony Robbins in one of the videos I was watching of him. He's a motivational speaker, life coach, very intelligent guy, really gets deep into the psychology of people and what it takes to really change. And that quote, change your state, change your life, really relates to the quote from Albert Einstein: no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. So whatever mind frame you were in that created that problem that you're dealing with right now, it cannot solve the problem. If you are in a very stressed out, clouded state of mind, you're freaking out, you are not going to solve your problem. Clear as day, plain and simple, you are not going to solve it. You've got to change your state, the state of mind. But how do you do that? There are so many ways to do this, but the way that has worked best for me is to get physically active in some way. I'm not just talking about going to the gym. I'm talking about go take a walk outside. Anyone has access to go take a walk outside, and an object in motion stays in motion, an object at rest stays at rest. So if you want your mind to start moving in the direction that you want, where you're actually starting to solve that problem that you've been dealing with, you've got to get moving. You got to get out. You got to get some fresh air. You got to get out of your head. Tony Robbins says, stay in your head, you're dead. Stay in your head, you're dead. You're not going to be able to solve that problem from that same level of consciousness that created it. And the best way to get out of your head is to not just stay in that environment that's keeping you down. I would find in my life, anytime I'm depressed, anytime I feel like shit, anytime I'm overly stressed about something and I can't seem to find my way out of it, the only way to clear my head is to get outside. Don't couch rot, don't bed rot. Go outside, take a walk, get a breath of fresh air, be out in nature. It heals, it really does. And I promise you, just keep walking. Start thinking about the little things in your life that you're grateful for. You can't keep thinking about the problem. It's weird, but sometimes if you sit on a problem, you're never going to solve it. It's often when you go do something else that it comes to you. Like I said, when you take a shower, you go on a walk. And it's just weird. That's just how it works. It allows your conscious brain to kind of back off a little bit because your conscious brain is like obsessing over this problem. The answers are within your subconscious. You know, I'm not trying to get like woo woo wah wah, but like you have all the answers within you. Like a lot of us know the answers. Say somebody isn't fit, they're out of shape. They literally know the answers. They know they have access to the internet, ChatGPT. They have a web of knowledge that is every piece of information of human existence at the tips of their fingers every single day. They have every answer to solve every problem they have, especially, like I said, related to fitness. They're out of shape. They have every resource to change their life. So it's not about having the answers. It's about the state of mind that you're in. So go take a walk, get a breath of fresh air, talk to somebody that you know actually cares about you, is compassionate. And if you don't have somebody, honestly, you'd be amazed at the different forums online. There are so many strangers that'd be willing to listen. If you have a problem related to fitness, your life, you can follow me on Instagram at Brandon Bryant Fit. You can reach out to me there. You're going to see that every day on my stories, I post something fitness or mindset related that's going to help my audience. As humans, we are never going to be complacent or happy if we're just stagnant. So before I go, I want to leave you guys with one more story by Tony Robbins. He mentions in psychology, there's a term called a scotoma. It is a blind spot in your mind, right? When you continue to repeat the same story in your head over and over again, like I'm bad at this, I'm fat, I'm physically unfit, I'm not creative, I can't figure out how to get through this. If you keep telling yourself this story, that is going to literally blind you from seeing the answer. So an example was, he gave a story from when he was younger. His dad told him to go find the salt in the kitchen. He's like, I don't know where it is. And he's like, it's in the cabinet. And well, he was like saying, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. And then he goes in the kitchen cabinet. He's saying, I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. He said, it's in the cabinet, second shelf. He's like, I don't see it. I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. And it was because he kept telling himself this narrative that he didn't know where it is. He was literally blinded from what was right in front of him. His eyes could see the salt. His dad comes up. It's right here. He comes up to him, reaches on the second shelf, exactly where that salt was, and says it's right here. And it was just then when it clicked to him, it's like his eyes were seeing it, but his mind, the story he'd been telling himself, had blinded him to what was right in front of him. So we all have the answers that we need to change our lives, but we'll never be able to see those answers. And we'll never be able to comprehend them and actually take action towards them until we change our state. So whatever it is that you have found in your past, think back to your past. What have you done that's always been something that can clear your mind? Okay? Do that. Even if it's something fun, if you have time to step away from the problem for a moment, go take a walk, go play a video game, go talk to a friend, go do something. Do something that takes your mind off of the problem. Then come back. When your frequency, your energy is elevated, go back to the problem. And I promise you, you're going to make way more progress towards that problem than you would have if you would have tried to solve it from the level of consciousness that created it. But anyways, guys, if you guys want more mindset drops like this daily, like I said, follow me on Instagram at Brandon Bryant Fit. I drop tons of advice on mindset and fitness. And if you have any more questions regarding either of those that you want personally addressed, feel free to send me a DM and we'll be in touch. I'll see you guys in the next video.